Was President Trump announcing a drug pricing deal with Pfizer, which will voluntarily sell its medications for less, including discounted drug prices for Medicaid. Pfizer is up 5% on the news. Angelica Peebles joins us now with more. There was a teaser, too, that other drug companies would have announcements to come also.
That's what the president said. We haven't heard anything yet. I've been checking in. Nothing to announce there. But, this is interesting, right? Of course, we've been hearing from all these companies. Just yesterday, we talked about it. Everyone's been saying they've been in negotiations. But today, Pfizer, the first company to actually strike a deal with the administration. So what's happening? They're committing to a few things. They're going to lower prices in Medicaid. And then they're getting a 3-year exemption from tariffs on the condition that they invest more in the U.S. They're also agreeing to sell some of the drugs through this new website called Trump RX, which is a DTC, direct-to-consumer platform. And they're also promising to launch new drugs at parity, so the same price here in the U.S. as other countries. Now, it sounds like a big deal, but I do want to take a little bit of a measured approach here, because some of these drugs, right, the drugs that they're selling directly to consumers, only one of them is actually broken out in the earnings report. So these are older drugs. They don't make a lot of money. These are not the huge blockbusters that you might be familiar with. And so even though it sounds like, yes, these prices are coming down, these are significant discounts, Pfizer's not really giving up a whole lot here. And also Medicaid already gets the lowest prices around. So, clearly this is working out for Pfizer, and it gives them certainty. You can see the stock move today, but not giving up a ton here.
I was going to say, Pfizer's playing this perfectly then, if it doesn't have to give up too much. And Bourla, the CEO of Pfizer, Albert Bourla, is saying this satisfies all of Trump's requests. He has also had some very favorable comments about Trump in the past, saying perhaps he should win the Nobel Prize for his role in the, searching for a COVID vaccine. So it's masterful administration playing, so to speak, on the part of Pfizer, which has been just a dog in the pharma sector.
And it was interesting listening today to this press conference. First of all, Bourla complimenting the president on having the coolest office out there, and then saying, though, that, two things that have weighed on their stock and really the whole sector have been the uncertainty around most favored nations drug pricing and tariffs, and this deal gives them a way to clear that uncertainty. They've, removed the overhang. This gives investors certainty, and again, you can see that reflected in the moves today.
Yeah, and all the other names as well. And presumably most of these companies are doing some kind of investment in the U.S. already, right? So it's not necessarily huge commitments. In terms of the direct-to-consumer portal or whatever this is going to be, so you get your prescription and then just shop there and see if these products are available?
Exactly. And Pfizer is saying that they're going to offer most of the drugs in their primary care portfolio. These are some drugs you're probably not familiar with, some, for eczema, postmenopause, bladder, rheumatoid arthritis. So these are, these again aren't the big drugs. And, if you have insurance, right, then theoretically you can go and get them at a lower price using your insurance. This, there of course are people who have to pay high copays or don't have coverage. But really, how many people are going to pay out of pocket if they, if they have coverage? And so, this DTC, we've really seen all of this momentum where companies are saying, yes, we'll do it. We will sell these directly to consumers. But then the question becomes, how many people actually do that?
Yeah, with all the rebates and coverage things. And yeah, it's so complicated. Angelica, thank you.